Acrobatic vault. So what is this ability doing?
This ability is a leap, so Loki is able to go in air with momentum. As you can see here, you can cover a quite huge distance with this leap, but you can also jump in the middle of this leap to extend your distance. And this ability is especially useful to engage opponents or to disengage based on the situation, but is also helpful and useful because, as you can see, during the leap your daggers become brighter. This means that they are empowered. So your first aerial attack that can be an empowered air light or empowered air heavy is empowered. So basically the behavior, the damage and the knockback is completely different compared to the standard air light attacks. So if you can try the empowered air light, is a double stab, very helpful as a finisher against opponents that are like more on the horizontal level, because this attack has more horizontal tracking compared to the empowered air heavy. And empowered air heavy is a kick performed below. Yeah, exactly. That also, this one is very useful as a finisher, because both the empowered attacks are very finisher-like abilities in the Loki's kit. And yeah, so that's the description and the overview of this ability. So very cool to engage and disengage, and yeah, to have this sort of aerial playstyle with cool finishers.
You've basically described the ability for someone who's very good at the game. Describing it for someone like me who really needs like days and days and days of hard grind to master any character. It doesn't matter how many stars we give them in difficulty. I will use this as a disengage tool, and I will use this to get back, because people are way too good at this game from my perspective.
Yeah, that's your playstyle, so it's fine.
My playstyle is, come on guys, my playstyle is, I hope I just don't feed, okay? That is my playstyle. So that's Loki's first ability. Let's move on to Loki's second ability, and that is something very interesting, because that is going to include a new CC effect, Obscuring Dagger. Talk us through this ability, please.
Yeah, this ability is a dagger, so a magical dagger that is thrown by Loki, so it's a projectile ability. This projectile dagger is very interesting in terms of mechanic, because it adds a new effect that is called Daze. So this ability will deal 12 damage and will apply light knockback. So it's not a finisher in terms of ability, but it's more an opener, because it applies the Daze on the opponent, and the Daze obscure the screen of the opponent, removing the vulnerability label and the character label, the outline. So basically for the opponents will become very hard to distinguish which is the allies and which are the opponents. So this is one of the abilities that starts to integrate this feeling of being a trickster, someone that tries to, say, trick the opponents. And here, especially in 3 versus 3 and 2 versus 2, this ability is very effective, because you can attack the opponents with these abilities, and then you can use it as an opener to do other actions.
And just to show you the CC effect of me being affected by it, I will throw the Obscuring Dagger to my rival, and then he is going to attack me with the same ability, and then on screen you will see the effect that is doing. So watch out. Now he's not doing it. He always did it. Let me reset. Oh no, there it is. There it is.
Yeah. So as you can see, the screen is obscured more on the sides of the screen. Then in the center you have this distortion effect. But the cool thing, mechanically speaking, is the removal of information. So the vulnerability label and the character label is not displayed both on opponent and allies. So it's very hard to distinguish them. But yeah, let's try again.
Let me try again. Let me reset him. Maybe I was a bit too close to him. There we go.
Exactly. So as you can see, Loki has no information, so basically you are not able to distinguish if it's an ally or an opponent, and this will be for all the characters in the battleground.
Yeah, that's being his ability, obscuring dagger, using a new CC effect, and bringing something very, very new and fresh into Divine Knockout. Then, moving on to the third ability, which is called Hidden in Shadows. And let me go back to the targeting range here.
Yeah, cool. So Hidden in Shadows is the ability to go in sneaky mode, perfect sneaky mode, thanks to the stealth. So Loki enters in stealth for a short period of time, receiving a movement speed buff. So it's very agile during this invisibility period. One thing that is specific for Loki is he can dodge while in stealth without exiting from this mode. So it's something specific for Loki. And one thing that is added to this ability is the fact that the first attack out of this invisibility applies a new effect that is called poison. So the poison applies damage over time to the opponent, and the cool thing this ability is very versatile because all of your basic attacks, both on ground and in the air, can apply the poison. So you can do exactly, for example, an air attack or a hold heavy. Yeah. So in this case is based on the situation, based on the number of opponents that you have, you can use multiple and different attacks to apply poison to different opponents. So that's the second new effect that we introduced with Loki. So a lot of different effects to have this gameplay that is based on sneaky, trickster playstyle.
Amazing. Hidden in Shadows being his third ability here in game. And then we go to the big one.
Yeah, let's go.
The big one. Explosive Me.
Explosive Me is one of the key elements of Loki, since he's able to create a clone. This clone, you can charge this clone. As you can see, there's a timer, so the ability can be fully charged in order to explode and deal massive damage and knockback. But the interesting part of this ability is you can refire it when you want to trigger the explosion when you refire. So basically you have control on when the explosion is triggered. In this way you can create mind games with against the opponents because they don't know the exact time of the explosion, and the pre-fire time of the explosion is quite short, so they are forced to be very focused in order to avoid this explosion. And this ability can also be very versatile because you can use it like an area denial if you put the clone and then you leave it charging till the end, for example on a control point or near to the point in which you drop the coins, or you can refire it almost instantly based on the situation. So you have control on this refire window.